What to watch on Amazon Prime Video if you love Kristen CinemaBlend. iPhone Fold might borrow a key feature from the foldable Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. TechRadar. Microsoft doesn't want Xbox Series 10 upgrades to be paid DLC. Report, VG247. The H.266 VVC video coding standard has been finalized, promising the same quality at half the size of H.265, HEVC, XDA developers. Bungie brings 5 old raids back to Destiny 2 for a limited time, NME. 3 neck stretching routines you can easily do at your desk, the next web. MacBook Pro could be made irrelevant by Apple Silicon, Tom's Guide. Microsoft is reportedly working on Surface Duo V2 already, and it makes sense. Pocket now. Apple Insider.